So essentially the way it works is this. I like being a big picture thinker. I love consulting with businesses. I love getting businesses to see beyond, to actually find a path towards success where they believe they want to get to. I want to get to Z, but I can't see past D. And I love sitting down with them and going, let's create, blah, 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 blah. My philosophy is always we do a very heavy evaluation, and it's expensive, and I charge them an awful lot of money to do that. But it's a necessity, because the first thing we have to figure out is how to become their most productive and efficient selves. So we break down every little aspect of their company, of their personnel, their technology, their finances, their marketing, their overhead, the whole 9 yards, and their technology and their exposure and everything. And then we say, okay, what are we doing well? What could we be doing better in all of those? Get everything nice in a well-oiled machine so that you then have more brain power, more horsepower, more bandwidth, whatever you want to call it, to focus on growth. And that same philosophy and formula works in every aspect of your life. And so that's what I'm trying to do now. In the last 6 or 7 years, finances have been a big problem for a lot of people. And so I've actually spent a lot more time doing individual personal financial consulting than small business consulting in the last few years, because there's more of a sense of urgency there. I see people that I know and that I love and that I care about, people in my church, people in my family, friends, and then referrals and referrals and referrals and referrals. 100% of my financial consulting business and in my business consulting business is from referrals, and that's an honor. It's a privilege, but essentially that's been my priority. So here's how we get started. If you go to mostproductiveself.com, the biggest, most important thing you can do is learn first and foremost where your financial stress is coming from. You have to do that first. I don't care who you are. If you're Donald Trump, you have to understand that. If you're Bill Gates, you have to understand that. Financial stress is the #1 cause of divorces, of marital problems, of spouse abuse, child abuse, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, you name it. As far as major stresses in today's society, and not just today's society, for centuries, for decades, for thousands of years, financial stress is it. So that to me is that's my priority, is to help alleviate financial stress. It's 2 steps. 1, understand where your money is going, and 2, learn how to make more of it. And that's what my entire life is basically wrapped around trying to help people do. There's a lot of people online, there's a lot of people in my industry, there's a lot of people that are online marketers that I know and I love and I care about and I've learned a ton from, that are great at helping people, at introducing things to people to make them money. There's a ton of ways to make money. In fact, my mentor, who unfortunately has passed away and is no longer with us and hasn't been for several years now, but the guy that I learned pretty much everything I know about women and business from, he told me over and over and over again, you can always make more money, but you can never get your time back. If I had a nickel for every time I heard him say that, I'd be filthy rich. But he pounded that into my head over and over and over again, and I believe that. You can always make more money. Believe me, you can always make more money. You can't get your time back. So that's the priority, is first and foremost, learn how to make, not first and foremost, but eventually, learn how to make more money. Whatever it is that you're good at, make money doing what you're good at. Find other ways, of other things that are available. It's amazing. But before you get to that, ground zero is learn where your money is going. Nobody, and you've seen me say this on other videos, nobody knows where all of their money is going. Therefore, I have a budget, and it's nasty, and it's on mostproductiveself.com. The budget is there. It's a very simple little workbook. There's an audio CD, a little MP3 that you can download through on your iPod and listen to the philosophy of things. There's also a video version of the same thing. And there's a charge for it, and I want to discuss that a little bit. Everything that you do is based on discipline. Everything that we do is based on habits. And you'll see a lot more videos from me about just kind of laying out the lay of the land for finances and why people suck at money. And a lot of it is your fault, but a ton of it isn't. And I'm going to explain a whole lot of that. And a lot of you know that already. But you may not know all the stuff that I know and that I'm willing to share with you. But the bottom line is this. people have to perceive a value in something. And listening to me and seeing what I do, that's great. And I appreciate you seeing a value in that. But people see a value in something once they have some skin in the game. So there is a small little price for every little thing that I offer. I'm not going to get rich off of that sort of stuff, and I'm not looking to. That's not the intention there. The intention is you're going to pay for something from me that I've created for you so that you can throw a little skin in the game, and emotionally you can begin to add a little bit of a commitment and attachment to that particular subject. Believe me, the commitment that I've made to you to create the video, create the materials, create the training is worth a lot more than a couple of silly little dollars that it's going to cost you to get the program. But that's not the intention. The idea is for you to start committing, to recognize your bad financial habits and to start creating new ones. This is going to be a good financial habit. Not giving me money necessarily. Just the fact that you spend money on something that you determine is important, and then you make a commitment to that thing to become as productive and successful as you can with that tool. Now, one last little area that I'll discuss, and that is kind of big picture philosophy, because that's what people really want to know. Ken, what do you? It's great, and, you know. Unfortunately, and you'll see on my website, the very first thing that you read is that people buy what they want, not what they need, and that drives me insane. But it is what it is. That's the habit that needs to change. People need to start buying the things they need after they spend the time understanding the things they need, which means a commitment to taking the time to understand the things that you need, to find those things out so that you can then get to your wants. It needs to be needs before wants and not wants before needs, and that drives me insane. But I understand that in this day and age, time is the most valuable commodity that any of us have. And so I'm trying to put out some things that can allow you to get to those places in the most, the fastest amount of time possible. You can trust that when I present something to you, I'll have done my homework on it. I don't do anything that I don't. And so there's things that I felt and that I find to be most efficient. It'll be a product that will do what you need it to do in the shortest amount of time. And then all you need to care about is that it gets the results and that you understand it. I don't want people doing anything with me or of mine without making sure that they grasp it completely. Because if you don't get it, you can't commit to it. And that's the bottom line. So, the overall philosophy that I carry is this.